Righty. Looks like everything's going. Having a little bit of fun in here. So, ah, right now I'm sitting in a deep, dark cave. It's really dark in here. Not really. So you probably already heard of the allegory of the cave, Plato's. It's like, good golly, I need to get Platonic up in here. Usually I'm Socratic in my teaching methods, but on to Plato. If you don't know the allegory of the cave, go look it up. Kind of had a similar situation exist in life where it's like we've got people in a cave who have a light who are trying to learn, and then there are people who are outside in much better lighting and open environments. And I've been going in and out of those caves and out into the light kind of thing. And as I'm trying to help the people in the cave find the light and the people in the light find those who are in the cave, I keep finding out that somehow the messages I keep trying to get across, keep getting crossed, like someone's getting crossed with me. Um, as that happened with all the stuff that I've had to do and all the crap I've had put on me, um, it's like I had a head injury, and during that time, I had, let's say, dream of being on a green field, a common near-death experience. But my training is a little bit different, so I see a bunch of different things in those hills. I basically see parabolas and things like that that talk about human herd behavior over time, because I'm a sociologist, you see, among many other things. Um, So we've got two towers, sort of like in the faith, there are two trees of one of knowledge, one of life. Here would be one of church, one of state. And so you can see I've got two lights going on right now, right here, and it's still kind of dark in here. So here's sort of what I did is I know those lights are intersecting at a certain point, and something's not coming right into focus. And so I did uh, after finding that I had a few scales built upon my back and were trying to be pushed into the ground and bury me alive. Whenever I twitched and they fell off, um, I remember being out on that hill and someone much bigger than me teaching a little game about myself. And I'll show it to you because you want to be sure. It's one of these things right here. Where it's like, you ready? You ready? Roar! So scary. Roar! I got horns. Roar! Oh, if you got that other light on, you see something else going on at the same time, right? You can see I'm not quite there's something not quite right there. So, if you got two lights shining on something, you should be able to figure out which ways things are, unless there's an error in how those things align because of the eyes that are being used. Um, yeah, I think that's all I need to say with that. Basically, what it is if I ever seem difficult to understand or an irritation or something of that nature, and you treat me in that way, don't expect me to be nice to you. Don't expect me to actually um, follow your directions, kind of thing. Um, it'd be like saying, "Oh my goodness, um, for what value would anyone have in trying to hinder someone who's only been helping?" Mm, mm. I think it's time to come out of some caves. They talk about people being woke. Um, Actually, what it is there's no field of dreams in this generation. People weren't taught how to dream. They weren't taught the value of arts. They're barely taught how to add and subtract. And in some places, rather than teaching how to subtract, they actually taught people how to add again, to add up, to find the difference. That's building. That's not deconstructing. Those are two different movements. It'd be like saying that that big hill, that green field, that um, parabola of humanity. It identifies human herd behavior. If you dive below, what you'll find is a cross of two lights, sort of like the trees of life, the trees of knowledge. They must intersect in some ways, but it's by that which is done well, doing good, and taking care of those who are on the lower end of the parabola of whatever. And then those who are good trying to help those who've done well and learn the difference, right? Only by coming together and crossing those lines in the right directions and supporting people should those lines ever be crossed, rather than those lines how they were crossed with me between church and state so many times to try to build cases against me to stop me from doing the good that I was doing because of the fact that someone had been maligning me for a period of time and only sought to benefit off of it. And then after people had been caught up with uh, them, um, at that point in time, everyone's individual narcissisms and things like that can align very easily against someone like me because I stand on my own when I need to stand. But I ain't going anywhere. Um, I have been academically silenced like Jordan Peterson. It's basically because I'm a criminal justice professor, sociologist, criminologist, philosopher, or whatever. Um, no, I think we're going to fix this. I think we're going to do things right and everybody come together just right. I hope this helps clarify what I've done. So you see, I had two towers, one of knowledge and one of faith. And I took to each the error of my ways. And instead of aligning them in a proper way, I sought to encourage those errors in some ways. Um, I don't like that very much. Rather than address their own errors, they sought to point out mine. That sounds familiar. Why point out a small speck when there are planks around or entire tree limbs I'm trying to fix? Um, I don't know if I need to talk in any more abstract metaphors or anything like that. I think the smart people will get at what I'm trying to say here. It's sort of like saying, if you see a devil here in that shadow, you probably don't see that right there, right? You get the message? This is the same message I gave to my high school principal whenever I removed our school from the STEP program, where they put us in prison. And, well, it wasn't entirely in prison, it was just barred schools, schools, bars and windows and shit like that. But they would stare at my dick when I go urinate for things like I wasn't in my seat when the bell started ringing or because they took a picture of me when I didn't want them to in a place where I should have been private and I gave them the finger, right? We need to fix this and you need to do it right. I'm sorry for however I offend, but realize I have a medical injury that causes me to have emotions and speak honestly. And I don't like lies. And I don't like people who use others. And I don't like people who serve themselves before anyone else. So, I am not a self-serving son of a bitch. I'm a good monkey. Stupid monkey, but getting smarter.